So, welcome back to the podcast, everyone. This is the Full Court Press podcast. Today, we'll be talking about the NBA just like we did last episode, which you should check out. If you do not know us, you should check that video out, check out our shorts, and subscribe. So, today, we'll talk about a lot of stuff related to the NBA, and the first thing we should talk about is the regular season. It's over, so I want you to tell me one highlight of the season that you think might be highlight of the year.
Have one, honestly. I don't have a highlight. I haven't really been watching the other teams in the NBA. I've only been watching the Raptors. So yeah, I really don't have one.
You could just say the Raptors highlight of the year.
The Raptors highlight of the year. It's not. There's not. Oh yeah, definitely the comeback against the Bulls at home, like in Toronto. That was that. I was at home, sitting down just watching the game, and I thought there was no hope left, so I was gonna leave, but then I just saw them get multiple steals, hit multiple shots, then it was tied up. Unfortunately, they weren't able to come away with the win, but it was still a great comeback.
I'm gonna go with Aaron Gordon's posterizer on Landry Shamet on Christmas.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that one.
if I was Landry Shamet, I'm throwing hands. I would take Boxing Day literally. Like, I'm not, I'm not letting him win that game and win the fight.
I'm punching him.
Anyways, our last podcast we predicted the Raptors Bulls game and the Thunder Pelicans game. And since you just talked about the Bulls versus the Raptors and a comeback from the Raptors when the Raptors didn't win, let's talk about Raptors versus Bulls first.
It's just crazy. Dr. DeRozan, MVP of the game. Honestly, her screams helped the Bulls a lot.
Yeah, how did she not lose her voice from that? Like, if I did that,
Yeah.
I would have been out the
If
next
I
week.
if I was there, I'm surprised the fans didn't do anything to attempt to stop her.
Well, I mean, she's a kid,
How?
right? So,
Yeah. How does a professional NBA team go 18 for 36? I'm pretty sure 50%.
like,
That's
I'm pretty sure,
ridiculous.
our team could do better than that. Like, just pick 5 random guys off the street that know a little bit of basketball. They could shoot, 19 for 36.
Yeah. It's just. Well, uh, my hopes are over for this year. And now I'm gonna cheer for the Celtics because I think they have the best odds of winning the championship. And I also like Jason Tatum as a player. I like his approach to the game,
All right, all
and
right.
I like his skill set and his IQ.
So, Thunder Pelicans.
Thunder
We
Pelicans.
both predicted Thunder to win this game, and we
Yeah,
were right. We saw all the scenes before the game. We knew this was gonna happen. Like, if you look closely, you knew that Shea, Lou Dort, Josh Giddey. Well, you didn't know for sure, but it seemed like
I
it was
never
gonna
knew it.
happen.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna ask you a question. So in the 2022 to 2023 NBA regular season, what team do you think did not meet expectations, and what team do you think that exceeded expectations?
I think
Give me
I'm
your.
picking the obvious picks here, but obviously I'm gonna pick Dallas to be the biggest disappointment this year, and I'm gonna pick the Kings for the biggest surprise of the year. Obviously, because no one picked the Kings to make the playoffs this year, they might win a round or two, and then Dallas, everyone thought they might win the championship. They did not even make the play-in. So
And even with the Kyrie trade, they didn't they didn't make the play-in.
speaking of the Kyrie trade, the Mavericks have just been fined $750,000. What are your thoughts on that? Because they rested all their players in an elimination game.
They were they were fine for tanking, obviously. Uh, I think like I don't really agree with the fine. Like obviously like it would
Obviously, the
make the
NBA
NBA more
wants
interesting.
the star players playing.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the league.
Yeah.
And like uh yeah, I don't agree with what the Mavericks did, but I don't think there should be a fine. Like think something
This
else.
fine is more of like a don't make it obvious the next time you do it fine. It's not like a you did something really wrong. Like the NBA doesn't
Yeah,
care.
like the NBA just wants to make their money.
Yeah.
Uh honestly, I think a good way to stop this like load management, all of that stuff. Obviously, like you had them like play 65 games to win a award that like helps like quite a lot.
Yeah, but then Austin
But
Reeves would make like all NBA third team
yeah,
eventually because of this.
yeah. But one thing I think the NBA should do, they should like I think they should suspend players like for doing this or
I
suspend.
mean,
Uh,
players can't really be suspended because technically when they're load managing, they're serving a suspension. Kinda,
yeah, true.
but that's just my opinion on it.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I
who do
don't know.
you
Like
think exceeded and did not exceed expectations today? I mean, not today, but
I uh, I think the Knicks exceeded expectations along with the Kings.
it's a good pick.
I agree with both the Knicks and the Kings.
All right.
The Knicks were like, and like obviously, yeah, the team that did not exceed expectations were the Mavericks. But I also think the Raptors, like, they were predicted to go like the fifth seed. Like, the roster didn't change much. Their roster got better, but like they
Barely.
fell down to 10th, ninth seed. But like last year they were like all the way, well not all the way up, but like at the fifth seed. So
Those
I think the Raptors
teams
like
last year
are a
only
bit
had like
disappointing.
high school games of Scotty Barnes footage. This year they had a
Yeah.
full 82 game sample, so he wasn't as effective.
Let's talk about let's talk about potential teams that may decide to make a push during the off season.
I would
What team
say the
do you
Cavs.
yeah.
They're
Cavs.
like a small
Okay,
forward away
interesting.
from being like a super team, kinda.
Yeah. Which team do you think's gonna like blow it all up, trade everyone? I know
Before
we
the
said this last.
play-in, I would have said Chicago. As 10 seed with DeRozan, Levine, Vucevic, like clearly doesn't work. But
Yeah.
now I would say the Raptors, just because first
Yeah.
the Raptors have already said that they're making big changes this season. Second, you look at the roster, they play like 8 guys the whole game. Either they
Yeah.
add like for their whole future like first round picks for like a competent bench, or they blow it up.
I I I I feel the Raptors need the bench because right now the bench like they're not scoring much. Like the main five guys are doing like all everything. Like Precious Achua, Chris Boucher, like they're inconsistent and like they don't come out on a daily basis give you like 10 points and like a few assists and a few rebounds. Like they can't do that consistently.
All right. That's
Another
enough
th-
of the regular season and the
yeah,
first round of the play-in. Let's talk about today's play-in games as of April 14th. There's two play-in games, Chicago versus Miami and OKC versus Minnesota. Who do you think will win these two games?
I think Miami's gonna win because obviously,
Yeah.
Dr. DeRozan's not in attendance today.
Yep.
Uh, good friend Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan, both former Raptors, are playing against each other tonight. I wonder how that's
Oh,
gonna
it's
be.
happened before, multiple times.
Yeah, multiple times, but I think tonight's gonna be like tonight's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah, I also got the Heat winning this matchup. I think Jimmy Butler is gonna bounce back. Bam is gonna bounce back. Udonis Haslem is going to be a professional cheerleader out there. And I think
Yeah,
the Heat fans will finally get a win at home. But
yeah,
they don't have a chance against Milwaukee. We already know that from 2 years ago. First round, 1 versus 8 seed. Yeah.
yeah. Uh, so how about the West? What do you think's gonna happen in the
I
West?
want to pick the Thunder for this one because I'm cheering for them for this one because who isn't cheering for the Thunder after the Rudy Gobert incident? But I have to go with the Timberwolves winning this game because they're clearly better. Anthony Edwards, he's never looked as bad as he did on the Lakers game, so he's going to drop like 30 at least today, and it's going to be a different story. So I got the Timberwolves winning this one.
I got the Thunder winning this one. Just last time I said this, I'm gonna say this again. Josh Giddey, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, uh, Poku. Because why not? I think Shea's gonna go off against Anthony Edwards. Like those two, like they're great young players that have a great future in the NBA. So I think Shea's gonna go at it. He's gonna get the edge.
All right. Last podcast, we already talked about a lot of stuff during the playoffs, awards, and stuff. And because we already talked about that, we don't need to talk about that again. But something that we haven't talked about yet is coaches. And which coaches do you think are moving on to the next team? And which coaches do you think are getting fired and not having another job for the rest of their life?
I hate to say this. I I love Nick Nurse. I love how he coaches. I love his approach to the game and how he uses play. Well, not uses players, but like he's a great coach. I feel, but like he's said it in multiple interviews. Like I think there's a big chance of him leaving this off season.
Yeah, you can already tell all the signs are there that he's disconnected. Like, yeah, he and Masai Ujiri, they think completely differently from each other. And I think Nick Nurse should go to a different team, a team that's in a good spot but needs some help.
Yeah, the one they're saying like the Rockets are one of are trying to bring
But the
Nick Nurse in.
problem is that Nick
I
Nurse overplays all his starters on a team that's actually okay. How is he going to change the Rockets? He might get fired mid-season. Like
uh
at the trade deadline, they might trade him for like a second round pick.
yeah no, but like, I think Nick Nurse is I think he's a good fit in Toronto. Like like he's won Coach of the Year in Toronto. Obviously, like their team's not as good, but like I think we just need a few key bench pieces, and Nick Nurse can play it like how he likes to play.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
a team that needs a new coach is actually going to be the Bucks. If they can't make it to the conference finals this year, I know they won the championship a couple years ago, but like last year, it was like a bad loss to the Celtics. This year, they don't have an excuse to not make it to the conference finals. Like, I know it might be early for this, but like, if they lose to the Cavs, which I think will happen, and how many more losses in the playoffs can they take before they fire their coach?
Yeah, and like if hopefully all the Bucks players stay healthy, that way Giannis actually has some help. Unlike in the regular season where Chris Middleton was injured like for half the season.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. So I want to talk about the Lakers. LeBron, Anthony Davis, and D'Angelo Russell. How far do you think they'd
First
make it?
round.
Because it's a pretty good team.
6 games in the first round. Here's what's gonna
Why do you say
happen.
that?
They're gonna lose game one against Memphis, which is on Sunday at 3, as we are recording this. They'll lose game 1 because they're kind of still tired from the play-in. It went to overtime. I don't blame them. And then I think they'll win game 2 and win game 3. And then everyone's going to overreact thinking they're going to win the championship. And then, like, everything is going to happen. They're going to lose the next 3. Same story in
Okay.
2021. I think it's going to happen again. Like, same expectations, same seeding.
Do you think the Suns are gonna make it to the conference finals or even potentially win it
I
all?
think they can make it to the conference finals just like they have been supposed to be doing the past 3 years. Unlike E from our last podcast, I don't think they can win the championship. I think that they don't stand a chance against the Grizzlies. But that's because Jaren Jackson Jr. is a lockdown defender. And then Luke Kennard is like an X factor for the Grizzlies. If he can make his threes throughout the playoffs, they're going to win the championship. It's kind of same story as like Fred VanVleet from the 2019 run with the Raptors. Luke Kennard is having the potential to do something like that. So, yeah.
Speaking of Fred VanVleet, I just want to go back to the Raptors for a bit. What? So obviously, like there are 3 free agents: Gary Trent Jr., Jakob Pertl, and Fred VanVleet. What do you think they're gonna do, and what do you think they should do?
So, I feel like Gary Trent is out of there, like already. He played himself out of a starting position somehow. And the Raptors don't really care about shooting guards. Like, they're either a point guard or forward. So, he's probably going to be gone. Fred VanVleet, he should stay because he has a chance to be the greatest Raptor of all time. But also, I would respect the fact if he goes for more money because he's undrafted. This might be the last chance he gets to get paid. So, if I'm him, I'd take that. Jakob Pertl, he might stay just because, like, name a team that's like a front runner for him. Like, no one really cares about him. You can keep him because, yeah.
I don't think Masai traded for him just for like rental,
Yeah, but that's
like
what he did with
Kyrie Irving.
Kawhi, right?
Yeah, but like Kawhi played the whole year.
That's true. All right. Last podcast, we did only spend about half of it on a bunch of different topics, and then we went to play games like guess the player, either stats, drafting a team. I think it is time to go and guess the player based on their stats. Unless you want to say something else.
Uh, I think guess I think I'm fine with starting guess the player.
All right, all right. I have a player, and you can tell me who it is in 20 questions. We'll see. So, you can start now.
Player in the Eastern Conference.
Yes.
Okay. Do they wear a odd number jersey?
Yes.
Are they in the Atlantic Division?
No.
Are they in the Central Division?
No.
Okay. Uh, do they wear a number below 16?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Are they from the? Are they from a team that made the playoffs slash play-in?
Yes.
Okay. Are they from the Miami Heat?
No.
Okay, they're not from the Miami Heat. They're not from the Magic. Let's see.
That's 7 questions.
Is this player a small forward?
No.
Uh, is this player from the New York Knicks?
No. New
No,
York is in
they
the
didn't.
Atlantic Division.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay.
Got 9 questions so far.
Are the Hawks in the Are the Hawks in the Southeast Division?
Is that a question or you're
Yes,
just asking?
that's a question.
Alright, yes.
Okay. They're from the Hawks?
Yes.
Is this point guard?
Yes.
Is this Trae Young?
No.
Is this DeJounte Murray?
Yes. In 14 questions you did that. Good
Not the
done.
best.
Not the best, but not the worst. Like,
Okay. Let's see, I'm gonna think of a player and got it.
Eastern Conference.
Yes.
Top 10 team. Are they a top 10 team?
No, they're not.
Are they on the Hornets?
No.
Magic? Are they on?
It is the Magic.
Alright, alright. Is this a shooting guard?
No.
Is he a forward?
Uh, yes.
A small forward?
Uh, no.
Is this a power forward?
Yes.
This Bobo?
No.
This Caleb Houston?
No.
Oh,
Paolo?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, that was
Mm,
interesting.
yeah.
I think we should do a draft of players now.
Okay.
Today's theme, last podcast, all-time players. I won that apparently. So today we're gonna do current players, just based on this season, never all-time, just this season. All right. Last time we
Yeah.
did
Like
all-time, this
how good they were this season.
yes. Like if you pick Kyrie, you lose immediately, cause yeah, and then
Yeah.
all right,
Okay.
you can start because I
But
won last time.
before
DJ.
before we do the draft, I have to ask you a question. What do you feel about Miles Bridges getting suspended for 30 games?
To be honest, didn't know that happened, but like, just sat out the whole season. The Hornets sucked. Nothing's gonna change after the 30
He's a
games.
he's a free agent now.
You know, who else is gonna sign him apart from the Hornets? The Hornets chose not to release him on the deadline, so they had to pay him the whole season. I don't see why they don't re-sign him after that. Like, have you ever seen any other team try signing him? Like, no rumors have talked about him. Like, the Hornets are clearly re-signing him because they have no future and they need it right now. So, yeah.
Okay. Another thing, what do you think about the NBA refs like thinking they run run the game?
That's the same story in every sport, and the only way you can fix it is if you hire donkeys to play the sport and then get the humans to referee it. I know right now it's like opposite, where the humans are playing the sport, the donkeys are refereeing it, but you gotta switch the two.
Yeah. What I feel the NBA should do is there should definitely be consequences for the NBA refs, and definitely for technical fouls. You shouldn't be able to just randomly give technical fouls. I feel a good way to solve this is have the whole officiating crew has to agree on a technical foul.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Oh, Adam Silver, if you're watching this, there's my idea.
I think it's time to do the draft. You lost last time, I won last time. It's your turn, DJ, to start the draft.
So, obviously, it's a no-brainer here. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I knew you were gonna pick Giannis. You think he's the MVP.
Yeah, you're picking Jokic, right?
I'm picking Luka and Jokic.
Oh, Luka and Jokic.
This is
All right. Okay.
starting
You pick.
five. I'm pretty sure we're doing a
You
draft.
pick Luka Jokic. I'll pick Embiid. We're going international here.
Draft is a starting five, so there's no six man. So
Yep.
I don't plan on doing that because we know it's Ben Simmons. Who's your second pick?
Joel Embiid.
And someone else.
I will actually take Stephen Curry. He's lasted in the NBA for
It's
this
my
long.
pick.
It's mine now, just like I said last time with Bill
I
Russell.
hate you, but I guess I can take Jason Tatum
Mm. I want to Tatum.
and I'll take Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant, Jason Tatum. Okay.
I like going big.
Okay, you have Kevin Durant, Jason Tatum.
Luka and Jokic.
Okay. Let's see. Um, my current team is Embiid, Steph, and Giannis. I think I'm going to take uh Damian Lillard to play my two.
Oh my
Wait.
god.
Oh god.
You can't change
Okay,
your
I
pick.
messed
You
up.
can't change your pick though. We already
Yeah, I know.
specified that last time.
Yeah. You're probably gonna pick Ja Morant
You
because he's a
still
good
have a pick.
shooter.
You still have a pick. This is your final
Oh
pick.
yeah, I have a pick. You know what? He's he's 38, but I'll give him. I'll take him. LeBron. Wait, is his LeBron 38 or
Yeah, he's
37? I
38.
forgot. Okay.
Thinking about taking him, but I think I came up with a better choice. My team's really big, but I really needed a shooting guard. Luca's my one, Jim's my three, and then KD four, Jokic five. I'm gonna take Shea after that play-in performance. I think 6'6". I think he could run the two. So
Okay.
that's my team.
All right. Well, who do you think won?
All right, so let's compare. Who's your point guard?
So I have Steph. Steph's obviously better than Luca, like currently,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
maybe this season. No one really knows about Luca's stats. Like we can pull it up right now. Compare Luca and Curry stats.
Yeah, I have
Luca
honestly
this
no
year in
clue.
66 games has 32 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists.
Stephen Curry's been has quite a few injuries. Had quite a few injuries this season.
Those injuries are called playing on the road.
Yeah,
Only played 56 games this year, 29 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. You sure?
I think Steph takes the edge here.
All right, all right.
Okay.
Shea or
Shooting guard, Shea or Dame.
Shea single-handedly carried the Thunder to a play-in spot.
Mm, I think. Yeah, we'll go with Shea.
Okay,
Small forward. I got LeBron. You
Jason
got
Tatum.
KD.
I
I
got
think
Jason Tatum. I got
LeBron.
Jason Tatum.
Oh, okay. I think LeBron's currently better than Tatum.
All right.
Wait, no.
Well, I mean, Jason Tatum is like fourth on the MVP ranking.
I think they're pretty
They're
close.
close. We'll leave that as a tie.
Yeah. Giannis, no brainer. Giannis is better than
Yeah.
KD currently.
Jokic is better
And
than
Joel
Jokic is
Embiid,
better than Embiid.
Nikola Jokic.
Jokic is better than
Yeah,
Embiid.
I agree with that.
So that is a tie.
Tie for today.
But you might ask someone in the middle of this editing process who is better this season, LeBron or Jason Tatum. Whatever they answer is the
Honestly,
winner of today.
I think Tatum's better. No bias. I like Tatum, but like I think Tatum's better this season.
Apart from that one game, the Celtics played the Lakers, and he obviously fouled LeBron. That wasn't called.
And LeBron started acting.
Yeah, that's true. And then Patrick Beverly grabbed a camera, and then that was the moment he got cut from the Lakers. I was like,
And the refs
that
beat him
should have
up.
been a highlight of the year moment. Like, forget Aaron Gordon. That's the highlight of the year.
Yeah.
Like, Patrick Beverly is the ultimate troll.
Yeah, honestly. Okay, so
So, is that a tie?
yeah, we'll call that a
During
tie.
the editing, ask someone to say LeBron or Jason Tatum. Better.
Yeah,
Probably,
we'll ask
probably
some
E,
of
because he didn't make this podcast today, so we can probably get
yeah,
him
we'll
involved
ask
today.
or our other two members of the podcast that are yet to be revealed.
Right now, you're probably seeing the vote out of 3 people who thinks Tatum or LeBron. And yeah, so we know the records now. If you see the screen, we don't know them when we're recording this, right? So
Yeah. Um, I'm gonna ask you one thing though. Which team do you think next season will like be the like exceed the expectations the
the
most?
Orlando Magic. The roster is actually like it's like kind of built like my roster is. They're young. Well, my roster isn't young, but they're tall, they're big, and
It's your roster.
my roster is like Luca, Shea, those guys. You got Paolo starting at the 3. Could be a center on most teams.
Yeah,
Like
and
they're
they'll
gonna
probably
surprise
get a
some
good pick,
people here. They're gonna make the plan. They definitely won't do anything in the.
at
They
least,
won't do anything in the plan, but
because the Raptors are gonna beat them, obviously.
that's if they don't make any major moves in the off season.
Yeah. So if what are your thoughts on the new like obviously like they changed the MVP trophies, the Rookie of the Year trophies, all of that trophies, and they added a Clutch Player of the Year. Who do you think that Clutch Player of the Year is gonna be?
Clutch player of the year. Um, I don't really know my answer for that just because like clutch for you means different from clutch for me. Like what does clutch mean? Like you score the most points in the fourth quarter or only in close games? Cuz then it's can only be like a top team when playing other top teams. Cuz who's going to put clutch player of
Oh,
the year on like the worst team if they always lose?
I'll say my clutch player or clutch definition. The definition of clutch to me means that a player's ability to a player's ability to make winning plays in the dying moments of the game, like 2 minutes
All right.
left, down by one, of the ability to make the team like win that game. That's clutch.
Okay. By that definition, what I'm getting here is just another argument similar to the MVP.
Yeah,
But this one isn't as like top 3 heavy as the MVP. The MVP, everyone knows the top 3 are Giannis, Embiid, Jokic. Like it's not close.
yeah.
So this year,
Well,
a lot of stars. So I can't say an answer here.
yeah. All right. Do you have anything to discuss or any topics that come into your mind?
Okay, what do we think about MVP ladder released by the NBA? It put Jokic as 1, Joel Embiid as 2, Giannis as 3, Jason Tatum as 4, Donovan Mitchell as 5, and then surprisingly, Domantas Sabonis at 6. Shea Gilgeous at
Domantas
that's
Sabonis.
a surprise. Shea at 7,
Yeah.
Luca at 8, James Harden at 9, and Kevin Durant at 10.
I would put I would replace Domantas Sabonis with De'Aaron Fox if you're talking about the Kings, but
I
I'm
don't think
only
the
gonna
Kings
stay
have
inside the
any
top
MVP
three.
candidates. I'm gonna be honest.
I think Giannis is being hurt by voters fatigue.
Mm, same story with Jokic.
Like, yeah, I I don't think I don't think Embiid is the MVP. It's a tight one between Jokic and Giannis.
All right.
Right.
So, I just want to talk about how Grizzlies Lakers. Dylan Brooks might start a fight with like everyone in the league now. As a Grizzlies fan,
He's
it's
Canadian,
good because we're gonna
but
have the most competitive games in the league. But
his personality does not seem Canadian.
yeah, I'd say so.
Like, you won't describe him as a Canadian.
That's true. That's true.
So, uh, why? Give me your like actual honest NBA champions and like tell me why. Like, not the
But I
Grizzlies.
do think the Grizzlies are gonna win the championship.
Why
You
though?
want to know why? And the moment I figured out that they would win the championship, well, the moment I
Why?
thought they would win the championship, the moment I thought they would win the championship was the first game back, March 22nd, that Ja Morant came back. Ja Morant came back. Yes, he said he wanted to earn his minutes, play on the bench. That's not what I saw. That was the moment that I thought that they were gonna win the championship. Yes, they were playing the Rockets. It was a close game. The next game, they blew them out. It would be more realistic if I said that one, but everyone can blow out the Rockets. I'm sorry. The moment that he took that charge with like 5 minutes left, I knew he was different from before the suspension. And then the most recent games, like after that, just made me believe. Aaron Jackson Jr., Luke Kennard, Desmond Bain. And then that comeback against the Pelicans, I don't care that they lost in overtime. They were down by 5 with like 11 seconds left. So,
Yeah. Okay. So
how about we play a game?
this year's gonna be interesting.
Let's play a game here. I'll name two
Okay.
NBA players and you tell me who's been better this season.
Yep.
Jamal Murray or Jalen Brunson?
Uh, I'd say Brunson.
All right. Jalen Brunson?
You can see his impact. Because like he joined the Knicks and they instantly
Oh,
got better. What seed were the Knicks
like the 12 seed last
last year?
year. They were not good at all.
Yeah, they were the 12th seed
And this
last
year
year.
they're 5 seed.
Yeah. Wait, no, the Knicks were 11th seed. They went from 37 to 45 to 47 and
Yeah,
35.
insane. All right, the next two I gotta say are between Jordan Poole this year and Bruce Brown Jr. I know you're gonna say Jordan Poole, but he's been such a disappointment. Like it's close,
Yeah.
close, but Jordan Poole is better this season.
I don't watch the Nuggets, so I can't really comment on like Jordan Poole
Mm,
or or sorry, I can't really comment on Bruce
Jordan
Brown.
Poole.
I
Jordan
don't
Poole
know how
is
he
the
plays.
answer, like clearly, but
Yeah.
he's been playing like if it was Bruce Brown that was playing like that, he's in China by now.
Joining Dwight Howard in
Yep.
Taiwan. Okay, so give me your player that exceeded expectations the most and was the most disappointing. We did
The
this with
most
teams, now we're doing it
disappointing
with players.
players. would be Jordan Poole and Jordan Poole and RJ Barrett was such bums this year. Like, it's amazing how the Knicks are still the 5 seed with RJ Barrett being a liability.
Yeah. Uh.
And then Trae Young has also been kind of bad this year, but it's not his fault. Player that impressed me this year was James Harden.
Sorry. Who was the player that impressed you the
James
most,
Harden.
or
Everyone was saying he's
James Harden?
washed, and then he
Okay.
comes back top 10 MVP. In a free agent year
Yeah.
too.
Honestly,
Like,
honestly, I agree with that. I agree with you.
yeah, right.
But just for talk, let's since you're talking about Jordan Poole, let's talk about the Warriors for a second. Last year they won the championship. Was what, the second seed, I think, or
Last year they won it
oh,
as the 3
let's
seed
check.
because I know they had home court disadvantage against the Grizzlies, who were the 2 seed the past 2 years.
Yeah. The Warriors were the three seed. Uh, why? What do you think caused them to drop to the sixth seed?
The road.
Yeah, and that's a problem with a lot of the teams.
Yeah, but like for a team that won the championship the year prior, like they have to be better than that.
Yeah, like it's not like they traded away Steph Clay, Jordan Poole, Kevon Looney, Draymond Green.
They just lost Andrew Wiggins for 20 games, but the problem came before they lost Andrew
Yeah,
Wiggins. They traded James Wiseman away like he was the problem.
yeah. Well,
I think they're gonna struggle this playoffs. Like they might beat the Kings because they're inexperienced. The second they play the Grizzlies in the second round, they're done. See the 2 games against the Grizzlies in Memphis this year, high intensity, and then they blew it in the fourth quarter.
no, I I don't think the Grizzlies will edge the Warriors
I do think they
just
can,
because like
because
the trash talk that has been going on. There's extra motivation for the Warriors players like Klay Thompson, Steph Curry.
well, same thing with the Grizzlies,
Yeah,
right?
but like the Warriors
Said the
players
same
are
thing
more
in my podcast.
experienced, and it's proven. Like,
People forget that the Warriors lost to the Grizzlies in the play-in in
yeah, but Ja's
2021.
not fine in the West.
He is fine in the
He's
West.
not.
If he's able to beat LeBron, Curry, and Kevin Durant in the same playoff run, you better apologize that
I will.
podcast that it
I will.
happened.
I will
But
apologize.
I will give you a public apology if they can't make it out of the second round.
Okay.
I will make a whole podcast apologizing.
Yeah. Okay.
The last topic for today. The Brooklyn Nets released their City Edition jerseys for next year. I think they're
Oh, they
trash.
did?
What are your thoughts on the City Edition jerseys they will be releasing next year? I'm sending it right now. What do you think about them? They look like children's like
Oh,
art.
okay.
It's
Let's
not
see.
good. I want to see what type of court comes with it first before
I
I
I
completely
I
burn a bunch
honestly
of
think
pieces of
this jersey looks like, those like type of art where they just like have squiggly lines and like bunch of
yeah,
shapes of different colors on it. It kind of gives me that
yeah. There's
vibe.
every famous art piece.
I don't like this. I don't like.
I don't like it either.
Are the
But if the court is good, then I'll forgive them.
are the
If
Nets
it's
the only ones who released it?
so far, yeah. Like I don't know why. They're a playoff team. Shouldn't they focus on the
Yeah.
playoffs?
I
Like, I'd expect the Pistons to release their City Edition jerseys. But I guess they don't sell enough tickets to make money, so they need to make money off jerseys, so they need to spend more time.
I
So,
think the Pistons should like focus on like making the Celtics. I'm sorry, not Celtics. What am I saying? Making the Pistons suited for Victor, because the Pistons are probably gonna get Victor.
Yeah.
Who knows? The NBA might rig the draft for the Mavs.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna name 5 NBA players. You tell me if you'd rather see them with Victor or Jokic. Right?
Okay.
Luka Doncic.
Luka Doncic, Jokic.
Okay.
2
Trae
playmakers.
Young.
Trae Young, he'd be good with Victor Wembanyama. They could just run the pick and roll. Victor's tall. He technically could just stay in the paint and jump and grab the ball, then just put it in the
That's
net.
true. Like, imagine Trae Young shooting at like 30-foot threes, and every time he missed, it still counts for 2 points.
Yeah, if he missed, Victor just grabs the rebounds, put it up. I think Victor's a cheat code. He's the type of person you'd make in 2K.
Yeah. Let's see. Would you rather see Steph Curry with Victor or Jokic?
Victor.
Like, if Victor, his shooting, if it's like it was advertised, the Warriors with Victor, Clay, Steph Curry,
Watched quadruplets.
like, it'd be way too fun to watch.
Yeah.
The NBA might, like, set a paywall in between Warriors games.
They might as well host a 3-point contest in for the halftime show.
Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna say this one right now. I'm gonna answer Victor for this next one. Ja Morant.
Okay, you do you. You can say Victor.
It's gonna be Victor. Lob City 2.0.
So you're saying John Morant's leaving the Grizzlies?
No,
No.
I didn't say Steph Curry was leaving the Warriors either.
True.
I just said that if it's gonna happen,
Yeah.
I'd rather see Victor with Ja because that's like the Clippers team that was so fun to watch back in the day.
Yeah.
The last player I would say is Giannis. Would you rather him with Jokic or Victor?
I don't think 2 MVPs would work together. So I'm going with Victor here.
Alright. But saying this, what do you think Victor's biggest weakness in the NBA will be?
I think he needs to bulk up. If he bulks up, he'd feel like a cheat code.
Yeah.
Because right now, I think he's a bit prone to injury. Looking at his body type, like Chet
Oh,
Holmgren.
yeah.
Yeah.
I do think that though, because he's playing in France, he might surprise. Well, he's not going to surprise anyone because everyone expects him to be like the next Tim Duncan or even better. He can be like Luca level, like first year
Yeah.
because of the international play.
Yeah.
I think his biggest weakness is running up and down the court.
Yeah.
His conditioning. I don't know why I feel that. I don't watch his highlights. Well, I watch his highlights when they show up, but I think his conditioning might be a problem. I'm not sure about that. So he seems like a really good player though.
Well, the awards finalists are announced in 1 minute, so we might as
Well, the
well
minute is over already, so we can.
stick around.
Yeah, I think Paulo, Walker Kessler are gonna be the top 2 in the Rookie of the Year for the conversation.
Yeah.
Gonna be honest, the third person could be me. Like, do you know a third person that has a chance in that 2-man race that is obviously gonna go to Paulo?
Benedict Mathurin.
That's true. That's true.
It
But
could.
like, hype kind of fell off on him.
But who do you think was the best steal in the draft?
This year, Walker Kessler for sure.
I think it's Andrew Nemhard.
The Jazz were able to get Walker Kessler for Rudy Gobert. And then that wasn't the only piece they got for Rudy Gobert.
I think Walker Kessler is gonna eventually surpass Rudy Gobert level.
He might already.
He might already be past it. Okay. So
Bulls game starts in 30 minutes. As of recording this, we can't really miss that, but the awards top three is released now.
yeah.
I don't know if we should save that for a podcast later on or continue it today because this podcast is going to be running on really long
We'll
and
upload a short on the
uh,
on the awards.
we can do that.
We'll try to
We've
upload.
already done that before and it's still Jokic. Jokic is going to win MVP.
I think Giannis. I
Yep.
want Giannis to win. I feel he deserves it. But we're gonna go watch our finalists. We're gonna go watch the games tonight. We'll keep you guys updated for news around the NBA.
Podcast coming in a couple of days. Stay
Couple,
tuned for that one.
yeah.
And I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast.
Have a
You
great day.
didn't blame it on E because apparently he's not here.
He's doing something right now. He's busy, and hopefully next
Emotionally
podcast we
depressed.
can get all 5 people, including me and Carlos, on the podcast.
Yep. If
And
not,
if not,
it's
yeah,
just us two for now.
yeah, this,
Yes. Watch the other podcast. I'll send the link in the description of this video.
yeah, and make sure to click the notification bell so you can get notified when we release shorts. There'll be quick shorts around about info on the NBA, what's happening, and
Or
our
or one of the segments where we play games like
yeah.
drafting a team or name a player you want with Victor.
Yeah. Also, leave a comment on who you think's gonna, who you think won the draft. Uh, Obviously we'll get some like opinions from our crew, but like, if feel free to leave a comment.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna go now.